all right. What's going on? It's we're here. Welcome to the JillStream.
It worked.
Yes, it is. We are live. We are right here. Let me see here. Get all the got to do stuff is going on. I don't know
what's
why.
happening. Are there technical issues
Yeah,
about happening?
It looks like all kind of weird stuff is going on, and it's not
no.
good. Yeah, that's not good. Okay.
You're freaking out or something, or
Yeah,
I mean, you
I don't
sound
know.
fine. I can hear you. I can see you.
Okay, so
if that means anything.
Yeah, I'm seeing some places we're live and other places we're not. It's like I don't know.
Okay.
This was a weird one. Okay, so, but yeah, this is the JillStream. This is Wire Wednesdays, and for some reason things are not popping up on the screen when I'm hitting my little beats. This is the worst day ever. I don't understand.
It's because it's like end times over here. It's been like it's felt like it's the evening time all day today. There's this weird spooky orange glow outside, like this dark, like orange glow.
Okay, so really I'm looking. Weird. So I'm like, okay, so there's my little thing where it tells you the JillStream is coming every Wednesday in front.
Cares about that.
Yeah, I don't know
about what I just said.
But yeah, normally JillStream every Wednesday and Friday at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. There will not be a JillStream this Friday. There will not be a JillStream this Friday. We might do it another time. There will not be a JillStream this particular Friday. Let's see. See, I can't get the things. Oh, okay. Because I'm like, man, I was like, this is going wonky. Okay. So anchor.fm/Akari Press if you are listening to the podcast, and it will be on iTunes, Spotify, iHeartRadio. And of course, we are broadcasting on Planet EJOBN. If you are listening on another platform, you can also hop into YouTube chat. It is youtube.com/Akari Press. Now, again, this is Wire Wednesday, and we are going to do episode 7 of The Wire, and it is called One Arrest. Let me see here. One Arrest. And this is, this is not good. I normally have all my stuff together.
What's going on?
Yeah, this is, I'm not, I'm in like a bad place. Okay, so this one is directed by a gentleman by the name of Joe Chappelle. And this is also the first episode of The Wire that is not written by either David Simon and Ed Burns. It is written by a gentleman by the name of Rafael Alvarez. Okay, so Rafael Alvarez.
Yes.
And
did he? Now your picture's freezing.
Yeah. See, this
one. Hear you.
Yeah. Okay. Am I roboting? I don't know.
So. No. Your voice is not roboting.
Okay. Good. Okay. Because it's almost time to get into it. But I want to make one quick announcement before we go any further. Okay. So Tuesday morning, 8 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, right here on this channel, and it'll be on the Planet EJOBN. We are doing a live stream interview with Zuby. He will be here at 8. I think that's 1 p.m. in the UK for him. So it'll be 8 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Zuby will be here and we'll do a live stream chat. So be here with us there and all that. I think that's all of it. And oh God.
Well, who is Zuby? What is Zuby?
Zuby is.
Assume we all know because I have no idea.
Yeah, you have no. Okay, so Zuby.
Well, maybe somebody listening has no clue what you're talking about.
I'm getting there. He's like
I'm not sure you were getting there. You were moving on.
Yeah.
Come on, I'm just trying to help.
I don't know.
Who is Zuby?
It's no one.
Who is Mr. Zuby?
Zuby is a rapper from the UK. He's a podcaster. Yes, he's a rapper and a podcaster, and he's into like fitness and let's see what else. He's a writer. He's got a book. Yeah, he's got all kinds. He's got a book. And
he's a Renaissance man.
Yeah, he's got a few things going on. But yeah, he's been on like Joe Rogan podcast. Been Ben Shapiro and Fox News and different things.
Cool.
He's So Zuby. Yeah, Zuby. 8 a.m. Eastern Standard Time on Tuesday, right here on this channel. But I'll set all that links up. Okay.
Early.
So well, like I said, I'm on his schedule. He's not on mine.
Oh, definitely.
So season 1, episode 7 of The Wire. I've got HBO Max fired up.
Me too.
And so if anyone is ready to watch along with myself and Jill, fire up your Blu-rays or whatever, and I'm going to do the little countdown. I'm going to hit the button, and hopefully this long national nightmare will be over. This cursed JillStream. But here we go. The Wire in 3, 2, 1. Hit your buttons.
Ooh, that was a long 3, 2, 1.
I wanted to give everybody 3, 2, time.
1. Contact.
Yes. Oh.
Okay, what's going on here? We've got the crew. I think we're looking over. They're telling them about all the codes and stuff, right? Like Lester and what's his face?
This is Presbalewski. And so this is when we kind of find out that, so we already know Prez has cracked the code. He cracked the code in previous episodes. 2 episodes ago, I think it was. He cracked the pager code. But now, within the next 2 episodes, we have Prez has been busy. And he had the base code cracked, and now he's starting to figure out some of their little shorthands and stuff, like the little messages that they send each other on the pagers and stuff.
Like the little personal codes or
So like I said, it was impressive that he cracked the pager code in the first place. But now he's starting to figure out, okay, so this 03 is for this guy or whatever. He's starting to now that they're getting more, they just needed a couple of pager numbers so that they could follow and see what was happening and everything.
I think Prez was even surprised with himself a little bit.
I'm surprised. I know
which
that.
Is funny.
And
he's proud of himself for it, and he should be.
He should be compared to where he was.
Yeah.
Prez was definitely messing up. So this is, like I said, Lester seems like he's the only one that really appreciates, Presbalewski. So there you go. Okay, so you see that infamous 1111. That is the drug code. That is them calling for a re-up with Stinkum. And so they write it down on the little card and flip it over, and it shows you 4 G-packs, low riser at noon, and then the 5 is really an S for Stinkum. So it's actually, which we used to do stuff like that with pages and stuff, and you could flip it over and you could send like words if you knew how to do it right. And stuff.
I was always terrible at that stuff. Terrible.
But Prez figured it out. So they know at noon there is going to be a re-up in the low rises for 4 G-packs, and Stinkum's the one handling. So we know this for a fact now. And
it was pretty crystal clear. Like once you see it, it's like
once you crack the code.
Yeah.
So Stinkum, Stinkum is the target now. So they're about to set up on Stinkum. Obviously, we have the Blind Boys of Alabama singing "Way Down in the Hole" right now, which is the Wire theme song, which I love.
The last episode was the Brandon's body everywhere episode, right?
Where he was sprawled out on the hood of the car and all that. So.
And then we see his dead body again at the very end. I was just trying to remind myself what we saw.
Yeah, so it was something was going. It was bad. So. Yeah,
and I don't remember what's going to happen in this episode.
I don't know. They did something to him, so I don't know.
To who? To what?
They had to. Well, I mean, they got Brandon and what he said. He wanted him displayed like a deer.
Oh yeah.
That was the whole point. They wanted Brandon displayed like a deer. on the hood of the car. You remember they had already gotten Bailey. They had the other guy that was with Omar Bailey. They had found him and killed him too.
Right.
But
we really didn't get too much with Bailey. He was around just for a short while.
Yeah. He was in what, 2 episodes? 3?
Yeah. I don't know. He could have been interesting, but no.
All right. So now we have Rawls sticking it to, I think, what's his name, Pentangelo, or potentially, he's got some Italian name.
The little snitch guy who doesn't really want to be a snitch. He doesn't even show up to work just to avoid.
He was missing work specifically so he wouldn't have to snitch on McNulty. Though. Right. So I can actually respect that, because he was like, oh, let me take. So he burned all his sick days up and stuff so that he wouldn't have to be at work and snitching to Rawls on McNulty.
He doesn't know what to do. Like, he's trying to cover his own ass and keep his job, but he wants to be loyal to people he actually respects a little bit. Like, he's in a tough position for sure. And
absolutely.
And he doesn't have, obviously too much backbone, at least at this moment.
And you hear Rawls breaking it down to him right now, letting him know, you're just like an average detective. He was like, your clearance rate, he said, your clearance rate the year before was only 40%, which is actually, that's like average. Remember, we mentioned that a few weeks ago, like that, homicide rates, the solved cases, like, what they say, about 6 or 7 out of 10 go unsolved. So if you have, say, 45, 50%, then that's amazing. You're batting above the average.
You're right in that pocket there.
So, Rawls is letting him know, he's like, hey, the year before you had a 40% clearance rate. And he said, I think he was like around in the 30s or less this year. And so now he's telling me, okay, so you're not going to snitch on McNulty. If you don't solve one of your open cases, then I'm kicking you out of the homicide unit. So he's putting the screws to it.
Bastard.
Yeah, so he's got like about a dozen open homicides that he's going through, that they're all cold cases that there's no way he should be able to solve. And at that point,
this judge.
So it's kind of a bad situation. So so okay, so we're on this scene with Rhonda and McNulty, and they're at the Judge Freeland's office.
Is this where he takes the turn? Like, it is. They're making he's not on McNulty's side anymore, because he's been on his own side this whole time. Really,
he's still on McNulty's side, but McNulty is starting. No, he hadn't turned on McNulty yet, but McNulty's starting to notice something, because there was a phone call to a police to a news reporter at the Baltimore Sun, and it got McNulty in trouble, and McNulty did not want the judge to call the newspapers, and he was like, damn, the judge called the newspapers, what's going on?
Well, because it's never been about him doing anything for McNulty. It's about him trying to position himself in the best way possible. That's why it's always been about himself.
Right.
He's just using McNulty.
Yeah,
and McNulty was like, for some reason, too naive, or he just didn't want to think about that. I think he didn't want to think he was really a pawn in some bigger game. I think he realizes that now.
Yeah, and this is where you kind of see that Judge Freeland also has a small crush, just a small one, on Rhonda Perlman. The beautiful Dee Dee Lovejoy. Oh man, she's so young here. That's I follow her on Instagram, and she's like I said, she does a lot of Broadway and stuff. And man, she must have been, I think she was only about 36, 37 here.
That sounds about right. She looks about like that age.
Yeah, she wasn't quite 40 here, but I mean, because I know she's in her 50s now. But yeah, man, that's scary to think that because like I said, this is 2001. So when this whole thing. So okay, so here's the judge. McNulty's like, he don't want to talk to the judge because he feels like the judge screwed him and called the newspapers and got him in trouble.
Mm-hmm.
And so at that point,
Well, yeah, McNulty should hold his cards closer to his chest concerning the judge for sure.
Absolutely. So because he's starting to notice, he's like, okay, so the judge is playing a different game. He's like, I was trying to. McNulty honestly thinks he's the good guy here. He's like, the only reason I talked to you in the beginning is because I saw the Barksdale crew. They were really getting out of pocket, and I was trying to do something good, and that's why I talked to you. I was hoping that we could get a real investigation and lock these guys up. And looks like you playing your own games. You're trying, and you find out later that this was about him getting passed over for a judge position. And then when they came to him and said, "Oh, we just made a mistake and we left you off the ticket by accident," you notice he switches up on McNulty. So he hasn't quite went dirty on him yet, but he's going. That phone call to the newspapers was one. Okay, so we've got.
Yeah, well, I would argue it's like, I don't know. All the moves are the same to me. Like him pulling McNulty in from the get-go was a ploy.
Hello, Dragon Smith in the chat. All right. Okay, so they're, like I said, they got the information from the pager about the re-up, and they set up on Stinkum, and so they specifically let Stinkum get away, which was what Lester and the other guys, they were like, hey, we're gonna chase Stinkum, we're gonna try to get the drugs, but we're not going to arrest Stinkum. Oh yeah, you gotta do the hoodie. Because Bodie put the hoodie on. Oh, here we go.
Okay. He took his off because shit's going.
But that's the thing. He'll put them on, then take it off, and same scene. But there we go. We got him. Okay. He's dropped the drugs. Okay. Now, okay. There's hurt car. Oh, boom! Football tackle. Bam. There's Sn1. Okay, they got him. And so you see Bodie, Poot, and D, and they just sitting there going, okay, yeah, I guess they just going. It's weird.
Go about their business.
Because even though D is clearly running the pit down here, but he don't, they don't arrest him because they're like,
well, there's no evidence. He's just standing there.
Yeah.
There's, you can't just arrest. You can't just arrest someone for standing somewhere, but.
Now, the guy with the now this is the guy with the eye patch that they arrested. This is the kid that Presbeluski blinded.
Right.
In the second episode, I think it was, or was it? I think it was
very early.
It was very early. Yeah, this is the guy that he hit with the butt of his pistol. And Greg Smith said, "This is one of the greatest shows of all time. If the algorithm was better designed, there'd be substantial audience." Well, I've noticed in the streams and all that, in the playbacks, it does a little better. But, sometimes, that's what I'm saying. It takes a while. And then, we've got people on Facebook and stuff watching. Okay, so McNulty is still sitting there talking to the judge. And, they're kind of explaining their different positions. McNulty's basically explaining to the judge that Ross has pretty much let him know, hey, wrap this detail up and be ready to come back to homicide full time when your shift goes to midnight shift, and it'll be water under the bridge, and we won't talk about you screwing up anymore. And McNulty, McNulty is going, I don't think it works like that. Okay, so Stinkum. Okay, here we go. So we got eyes on Stinkum. They are putting people in the paddy wagon. Okay, Kima. Okay, so they don't have eyes on the payphone. So now Sidner has to rush up there. That's crazy. So Sidner has to beat feet and get up to the top of that's gotta suck having to go up there to the top of the damn buildings and try to, who is he talking to and who's actually on the phone. And matter of fact, you see it's kind of a bad system because they can't afford to have somebody up there 24 hours a day. That would obviously draw suspicion, right? We're going to see later in the season as it goes on that, they're actually, a pertinent call is going to come over the wire and there's nobody gonna be there up there to actually eyewitness it, and they decide.
That's for a little
they decide to make a phantom witness. Someone writes their name that they witnessed this so that it can, because it was a pertinent call.
A little fakery comes into play.
Yeah, so no, that's why I love this show, because they don't paint the cops as like innocent angels and stuff. You know, the cops do stuff, and so they're like, hey, okay, yeah, maybe something happened or whatever, you know, and this is what it is. So I actually appreciate them willing to do it, because like I said, we've talked about this before. Sometimes with these cop shows, the cops never do anything wrong. They never do anything disingenuous and stuff. And we do notice on The Wire, when they mess up, you know, sometimes the cop, oh, okay, well, there wasn't anybody up there to witness it, but I'm just gonna put my name down because this is an important piece of evidence. So we're just gonna fudge the truth, and everybody just gonna stand on it. All right. So, so this is Jay messing with Snitch Boy. Because I know what Pantangelo, I think. But he can Santangelo.
Cop's name straight.
There's so many. This show has so many different characters. Okay, so Santa, and there's Cole. There's Ray Colesbury, who is Detective Cole. He's actually an executive producer on The Wire. Well, I think I think he'll die before season 3 airs, if I'm not mistaken. So yeah, he'll get through all of season 2, and then he'll die before they start shooting season 3, and then they'll do his funeral in season 3. But yeah, he's one of a couple people that died during the course of the show. But he's actually one of the executive producers and stuff. But okay, so this is Jay handing Santangelo the card to Madame LaRue.
Right. Oh,
Madame LaRue, who is a psychic. Who has a talent for death investigations.
He's trying to make him feel better, right? Like, this is just trying, if I remember correctly, he's just kind of trying to like make him feel good about himself, right? Like, is that what's happening here? I can't remember. If
I'm being honest, Jay knows that Santangelo is not a very good homicide detective. He's just not. He's not a good murder police, as Jimmy and Bunk would say. He's not good. He's okay. He's just
he like does what he's supposed to do, and pretty much that's it. I imagine he doesn't.
Yeah, that's why they, like when they do like performance grades and stuff like that. He'd probably be like maybe a B minus detective, where McNulty would at least be AA plus. I mean, McNulty, Freeman, Bunk, those are all AA plus. And then guys like, like Hurt Carver. I say Hurt and Carver, as far as detective work and stuff like that, especially in the beginning, C plus. You know what I'm saying? So
are they detectives though, or just like, are they actually detectives? They're not detectives. Though. No, they're not really trained in that yet. Like, they're not.
I forget. Yeah,
they're like the foot soldiers of.
They work homicide. You're right. So, but yeah, McNulty, Bunk, Freeman are all.
They have a different skill set.
Yeah, absolutely. But like I said, Santangelo is definitely a detective, and he's not a very good one. He's an average one.
Yeah,
it's just like any other job. You're gonna have some people that excel at it, and you're gonna have other people that are just average at it. And I say Santangelo is one of those guys. He'd be average at this
for sure.
Okay, so this is I think this is Chemo springing. Bubs.
Bubbles' friend. What's his
Bubs
name again?
What's his name? Jimmy, John, Johnny. That's it, Johnny. Dope fiend Johnny, who gets his face eaten up by rats in Amsterdam.
Oh my God.
Ooh, that's not good. Yeah, but okay. So there's okay. So yeah, Kima is definitely a detective. She is a detective. He just addressed her as a detective. That's why I thought Herc and Carver were detectives too. They work in narcotics.
No, but it's like I think they're lieutenants or something. And remember, one at the end is going.
No, he's definitely not a lieutenant. He's definitely not a lieutenant because Carver.
Well, they take some sort of test
that's the sergeant's exam. That's the sergeant's exam, which you're still a detective, but you're like a sergeant, a detective of sergeants stuff. I mean,
Are
that
they
don't even sound
detectives
right.
then?
The sergeant detective.
I'm gonna
You
look it
get
up.
like it's different.
I'm just gonna see like what they're listed as.
Yeah, but he's there. Yeah, they're. I don't know. They may not even be. They're definitely obviously they're police, but Kima is definitely a detective. I mean, he addressed her as a detective. I mean, she's, but that's why she's definitely a detective, and she's narcotic. She's a narco. So I just assumed that Herc and Carver were at least low grade detectives since they're working on the same
they were
unit.
working together. Yeah.
So that's why I assumed, but but they may just either way they're narcotics officers.
Yeah, for sure.
But Kima is definitely a detective. Okay, so this is you saw McNulty and Bunk, and they rolled up on this old woman, and this is kind of a weird spot because McNulty's been put in a position where he's having to kind of help Bunk. Bunk's his partner, so they catch case, they have to work them together. So Bunk is kind of in a situation where he's like, I'm having to run lead on double the work because you're on this detail. And so McNulty's like, okay, I have to help Bunk, and I still have to work the major cases unit. So I have to do both. So they're trying to, but this actually is beneficial because this particular case that they're talking to this old woman about, this is the Roland Gant killing, the witness that Bird killed. Okay, so they're there trying to figure. So this is a twofer. It connects to the Barksdale case, which connects to the major cases unit, and it also will help clear because Bunk is the primary on it. It'll clear. So it's a twofer. It'll help both. So not every case is going to do that, but this is he's getting a double dip here where he's getting to help both because he obviously wants to get this off of Bunk because they caught. Remember, they weren't up when Bunk got called to be the primary on it. He had just worked his case, and Jay gave him this case. He's like, "Hey, Jay, I'm not up," and he goes, "Well, your partner, had to go snitching to the judge, and now we're a man down on this case on this unit, and so you're up again." So he gave him another. So obviously, helping him solve this murder is a good thing.
They're all detectives, by the way.
Okay, so that's why I was like, that's why I figured they were, but I wasn't sure. Like I said, Herc and Carver are not very good detectives.
No,
they're pet detectives. Herc and Carver, pet detectives. Just like Prez is not a good detective. Prez Belusky is definitely not a good detective. He got it
through nepotism anyway, but he's actually kind of earning his stripes a little bit.
No, he's definitely earning his stripes now. Sure. Now that they got his ass behind a desk and he's doing files and he's doing that kind of stuff, he excels at that stuff, going through people's records and the phone records, the pager records, looking where all the money, looking at the bank records and all. When he does that stuff, he's a lethal investigator. But yeah, you don't want him, like, if you catch a murder, you don't want Roland Presbelusky investigating homicide. So, okay, so now Prez feels bad because he knows he blinded this kid for life. And he sees, oh my God, that was such a bad.
I don't know. Prez is a doof, but he is learning. So I think he is a detail-oriented guy. I think if he was paired with someone else, he could investigate.
You'd want him to work a homicide for you.
If he could investigate my homicide, I think I'd be okay with that.
Well, I don't know. He's definitely showing some stuff now. I think
he's growing. He's getting better.
Like,
give him 5 years.
So here's what I'd say: put him with someone like Lester Freeman, and have them work a murder. Yeah, I think if
a good little mentor for him.
Yeah, exactly. I think if you pair Prez with a detective like Lester Freeman, that case is going to get solved. They're going to work it, and Prez is going to be zeroed in. He's going to be very focused.
Yeah, for sure.
So yeah, so you see Daniels with the blind boy trying to talk to him and be like, look, he feels like, okay, we caught you with these. He's pretty much letting him know, like, look, we feel like we blinded you. You're permanently blinded.
We feel like it. We did.
I mean, but yeah, so he's like, okay, we took one of your eyes over some bullshit. So basically we owe you one. And even though we caught you with these 4 G packs, maybe I can make this case go away. You know what I'm saying?
A slice and a Reese's.
Yeah. He wanted what he asked for tea and they didn't have any. Something like and so
orange slice.
I kind of wish they had brought this kid back again like a couple seasons later, but this is the last time we're gonna see him. So I kind of this is they just follow up and say, okay, he's blind in one eye. And we never see this kid again, but I kind of hope that, maybe season 4 or so, we would have seen, him hook up with Daniels again, and maybe he had changed his life or whatever happened,
Or even something with Prez, maybe even like, who
knows? Oh
yeah,
that would have, it would have been nice to see that. Yeah, so I would have liked
even if it wasn't like a happy ending, like
What if he's out there on the corners and he's like a runner or something? He's actually like running the crew on the corners or something.
Right. And when he like finally gets revenge on Prez, like
I don't know about all that. That's been horrible. But okay, so
this
Santangelo
shows reality. It can't all end well.
Yeah, Santangelo. Yeah, because that's how it is in real life. Sometimes you meet somebody and you don't see them again for whatever. But Santangelo is with Madame LaRue. He is with Madame LaRue, and she's telling him to go to sleep with this angel under his pillow, which is stupid as hell. And my mom used to mess with people that there was a guy, I think his name was Dr. DePrince, and he used to sell all kind of potions and things, and he'd give you candles and tell you, like, hey, write the names down of your enemies and sleep under your bed. This kind of stuff. So this is what Madame LaRue is telling, he's got to sleep with this angel under his pillow. And
it's all like, it's like mental medicine. It's like it's like placebo effect type shit. Really. It's like if he believes it, like it's all about changing his frame of mind, really. Like
absolutely.
So I'm okay with it in this situation for him. Like whatever, he can believe this. It doesn't matter.
So okay, so Bunk and McNulty are at the bar, and you kind of see that Bunk. He's mentioning, I think he said his wife was out of town visiting relatives or something, but Bunk is not getting any female attention at home right now. And so he's got the wandering eye. And
it seems like he's always working her at the bar. So the road goes both ways.
Yes. So, don't you try to justify his lack of female attention.
Why not? He's the one with the wandering eye.
That's true.
Just go home.
Yeah. That is true. He could just go home and get that female attention. That is true. I'll leave it to you to talk sense. My bad.
Well, or get a divorce. I don't know. Whatever. Like,
no, man. Got little kid. Remember, he had 3 kids. Now he just got 2 again. So that picture had him with 3 kids, but for the rest of the show, he will only. I still say the daughter was off at school or something.
No, it's his niece or something. That's all. Then she's close with the family. That's my headcanon for that.
That's what it is. Okay, so you see Daniels. They're at the fundraiser. They're setting up things for Daniel's wife, who is trying to get into Baltimore City politics. So this is her smoozing. This is what we see. He's
here.
He's
here.
Yeah. So I saw he was actually, if I'm not mistaken, he was actually in like Silence of the Lambs or something. I saw there's some movies from like
he's in Silence of the Lambs. What role?
I thought he was in. I'm trying. He was like I think he was working at the hospital. He was like in the medical unit or something. There's some old movie I was surprised to see him in, and I said that's Clay Daniels from The Wire. That was okay. Clay Daniels. But he actually sells. He's got a website, and he actually sells like little bobbleheads that say shit. That's his name.
That's like his whole That's funny.
I mean, that's his catchphrase. So
how much does he charge?
I thought they were like at least $30, something like that.
I thought, and
I think you get. It looked like a decent bottlehead. I mean, it looked like him and stuff, and he actually did a commercial. I wish I could play it, but he did a commercial, and the little bobblehead just repeatedly says shit. That's you push the button, it goes shit. So Clay Davis has got to be one of my favorite characters on The Wire. And this is when I'm trying to think. I think this is when Bubs meets the what's his name? Steve Earle, the blues singer, the folk singer. But no, is he not? Oh, I think there he is.
Oh, I was wondering if this was anybody.
He actually is the guy that sings the way down in the whole theme song in season 5. And so the final season, because he's gonna be on The Wire at least once or twice every season from this point on, because he's gonna be trying to work with Bub and help him get clean. His character is infected with HIV. A long-term drug user. I think he said he infected his wife too, or something like that, or almost did, or something like that. But but this is Steve Earle. Him and David Simon somehow became friends. I know he's from Texas, if I'm not mistaken. Or
he's
at least
very natural in this role. He's very good in this role.
It shocked me. He seemed like a natural.
Doesn't feel like he's acting.
And like I said, him and David Simon became friends. And so when The Wire was over, David Simon's next show was called Treme. And Steve Earle joined the cast of Treme also. He was an actor on that show as well. Played a guy that was like a street singer down there in New Orleans, and actually ended up getting killed by some drug dealer dude. The dude shot him point blank range. It was crazy. It was a hard episode because it was so unexpected. He's like, hey, come on, son, calm down. He's trying to talk sense to him, and the brother just pulled the gun out and pow, and then the next episode was all, like paying tribute to him and stuff. But this is him. So but Bubs is actually starting to, what his character is saying here is resonating with Bubs, and because Bubs is like, dude, I've been a dope fiend for so long, I don't want to be enthralled
by this. Yeah.
And Johnny thinks this is funny because he was like, Johnny's like, Bubs, we dope fiends, man. Are you actually listening to this bullshit? Because he thinks it's funny that Bubs actually wants to maybe possibly get clean.
Mm-hmm.
Johnny is only here because the court said he has to go to these meetings. He said he has to get his papers
doing
signed.
What he has to do.
Yeah, that's it. So this is when we go see that Bubs actually wants to stand up and get clean. And I think he tried to get clean at least 2 or 3 times, and then by the 3rd time he finally This woman here was actually the woman that hugged him. I think she was someone that Ed Burns had encountered. They used a lot of people that he had arrested and dealt with and stuff like that. So there's a lot of people that, these aren't actors. Some of these people are just people that got arrested or had drug problems and stuff. This kind of thing. And so this is what Bubs. Okay, so here come this young brother. All right, boom. You give him a pound, give him a little chip. You get to actually know a couple people that were in these 12-stepper. Oh, okay. Johnny's laughing because he's like, oh, what the hell? Because remember, Bubs doesn't have to be here. He's only here to support Johnny because Johnny he's trying to help Johnny and make sure Johnny stays out of jail.
Yeah, exactly.
So Johnny's like, this is bullshit, man. I'm just here to get my paper signed. Why are you standing up like you're going to get clean, man? We're going to go get high after this, right? I thought. What are you doing?
Yeah, he's like, wait a second, what?
But you see that look on Bub's face, and he's like, yeah, maybe I need to stop being a dope fiend. Maybe I need to get clean. So, So this is where all the drivers hook up in, because they're not there with all the politicians and stuff where they sitting in there eating. And this is, what's his name? I can't remember his name. He plays Day Day on The Wire, but he's he's friends with Dave Chappelle. He's from the Chappelle Show. You ever watch the Chappelle Show? And he goes, "I'm rich, bitch."
Oh yeah,
I saw him. I saw Dave Chappelle at the Ryman Auditorium up here in Nashville, where the Grand Ole Opry used to be, and he opened up for Chappelle, and he did like about 40 minutes of a set, and then Chappelle came out and did about an hour and a half, almost 2 hours. It was great. It was a really, really good show. But he's on the wire. I think he's gonna be on the wire about 4 or 5 times throughout because he'll be back in like season 4.
I was just looking at Isaiah Whitlock's IMDb. I did not see Silence of the Lambs, but he was also in Chappelle's Show as well. Senator Clay Davis.
Yeah, because he was hired. Yeah, but I think he
does a lot of voices too, which I always find interesting and cool.
Yeah, Isaiah, because like I said, this dude right here that plays Day Day is tight with Dave Chappelle. Him and Dave Chappelle been friends for like 15, 20 years. And so obviously there's connection between him and Isaiah Whitlock that plays Clay Davis. And so, yeah, I'm sure it's very easy for him to get a job, doing call Isaiah. I can get him to do it. And, Chappelle watches The Wire. He's a fan of The Wire as well. So this is crazy. So, okay, so we got Bunk and McNulty back getting drunk again. And I think Jimmy, they're sitting here discussing, their oh God, it's horrible. So they're trying to
they're just
figure out
like police talk, right? Like they're just blowing off like work steam here, right?
Yeah, he's basically
clearances and stuff,
Yeah, because Bunk is basically telling Jimmy that in a couple months even if he comes back now, I don't think that that the mistakes he's made, I don't think anybody's going to forgive. You know what I'm saying? So at that point, it's just it's a bad look. So it's just not going to work. And oh no, this is when this always gets weird with me when Bunk and McNulty talk like they're lovers. This is
they're close partners.
He's like, oh yeah, just stick it in slow, saying that kind of weird stuff to another man, but it works. It's funny, it's kind of cringy, but it works because you see how they mess around and play with each other and stuff, so but Bunk was just telling McNulty.
Cringy. I mean, it's fun. It's just two dudes talking
about.
It's not like they know where they stand,
Yeah, I know. But I'm just saying, all my guy friends, I don't, it's like, mess around, talk about, yeah, man, just stick it in slowly. It's that kind of thing. So, okay.
Orlando.
So this is Orlando. Okay, so this is when Orlando decides that he wants to get in the game. This is when Orlando he sees how the family has been treating Dee, right? So he's like, maybe Dee is wanting something a little different too, because remember Dee had a tower and then they threw him in the low rises.
Mm-hmm.
And so
demotion.
He got demoted. So and a couple times in the episodes where Dee was sitting at the bar and he's talking about certain people getting, because I mean when they gave Ronnie Moe the tower over Dee, and he's like, yeah, he getting points on the package, and Dee's like, damn, that money should be going to me. And he's starting to see, he's like, oh man, maybe Dee, even though they family, Dee might be a little disgruntled too with the way they treating him. So he's got to connect. And he's like, yo, maybe I should get Dee to, maybe Dee wants to run some of my stuff through the pit, which is stupid. And it's just,
yeah.
You heard Kima earlier, Kima and matter of fact, when McNulty and Perlman were talking to Judge Phelan, McNulty even said that the Barksdales were buying up all this property, but none of it was legal in their names and stuff. They don't have a paper trail of anything. talking about they bought the funeral parlor and all these different businesses, which we don't realize that's what Stringer Bell is doing. He's trying to set up that B&B Enterprises that we will see later as the show progresses through the season. He's buying up all his real estate because he had gotten a tip that they were going to start doing some renovations downtown. So he's trying to buy all that real estate downtown is real cheap. And so they're buying up, let me buy this copy play. That's when they'll start that copy machine place. He'll start up all these little thing, but he doesn't have anything right now. They don't have anything that they can legally show on paper. And that's what McNulty was telling the judge. And so Orlando's is one of those places, and they use Orlando because he has zero criminal record. He hadn't even been arrested, anything. So they've got, even though Barksdale owns the club, it's in Orlando's name. And so now Orlando's wanting to deal drugs. That's not good. So this is this is them talking about the wires. The cops busting. They listen to him on the Batman and Robin. Yeah, he called it Batman and Robin. Yeah, so yeah, I love when Clark Gregg, just gets, not Clark Gregg, it's Clark Peterson. Clark Peterson. Clark Gregg is the guy from Agents of Shield. Yeah, cool, Lester Smooth.
Yeah.
But Clark Peters, he has this nice little, he got the nice clean haircut, and he gets it like kind of like that nice little smile. And he's like, yeah, we got him. So obviously you see here's Johnny and Bubs, and they getting high after, you remember now Bubs took that coin trying to, saying he wants to get clean, but you see, they up here getting tied off, and they trying to get high. So this is what I'm saying. Bubs is not quite ready to get clean, but he wants
no.
to get clean. Not yet. So yeah, he's not quite ready. He's not quite there yet. But yeah, there you go. So this is the first time that Bunk actually comes down and talks with Daniels.
I was just thinking, I don't think we've seen Bunk down.
Yeah, Bunk hasn't been down, but he's trying to get, this is McNulty trying to do a solid for Bunk. He's trying to say, hey, if Bird killed a witness that is connected to the Barksdale thing, then it's part of our major cases thing. So maybe I can talk Daniels into taking the murder off of you, and that would take it off a homicide. Right. Which obviously Daniels is not stupid. He's not going to do that. And now we got Omar. So yeah, I don't know why they always meet Omar at the funeral, at the grave. But yeah, here we go. So this is they're trying to locate Bird because, like I said, McNulty wants to get this murder off of Bunk. He wants to get it off of him because he knows that Bunk isn't the one that should be working it. Right. Because, like I said, they only gave Bunk this murder to screw McNulty. They only did it as punishment because McNulty talked to Judge Phelan. So yeah, because like I said, he had just worked a murder, and he's like, "I'm not up, Jay," and he's like, "Yeah, so tough shit. This is your murder too." So this is what it is. And so, but Bunk is obviously a damn good murder investigator. He's
when he wants to be, probably. He could probably be better. They all could be better. I think that's...
Yeah, but, I mean, he's a drunk. Bunk is a drunk, but when it comes to actually sitting down and doing the casework,
right, but that's the real question. I mean, of course, we see him doing the work when we see him doing the work, but other than that, is he...
But that's why I said, that's why I separate him from guys like, Santangelo, Hurt Carver. Well, Hurt and Carver work narcotics. They're detectives, but they work narcotics, so... and their
what are Bunk's numbers? I'd be interested to see what his percentages are. They're probably...
I suspect he's higher than... Yeah.
I don't know. I was going to say they may be around the same. He could be just as average.
No, Jay a couple episodes ago said that him and McNulty were his best two guys.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, and then when they send McNulty to the Marine unit, and Freeman slides over to homicide. Freeman and Bunk are his best two guys because when McNulty screws them and puts those 12 homicides on them, they weren't up. It actually, matter of fact, it's Cole, the guy that said it's executive producer. Cole's the one that catches the 12 hookers that died, that suffocated in the thing in season 2. And Jay goes, he said, he knows Cole is not qualified to solve this murder. And he goes, I need, because that many dead bodies unsolved would go against their clearance rate for the year. So he knows he needs to put Bunk and Freeman on it. So even though Cole caught the case, he takes it from them. And then so McNulty's laughing because he's like, damn, I like Cole, but I wouldn't try to screw him. And then he really feels bad because the murder shifts from Cole to Bunk and Freeman.
It's two people he actually likes.
Yeah, he's like, these are my boys. I wouldn't try to screw y'all. I was just trying to fuck with Ross. He was like, I was just trying to get Ross. I wouldn't try to get y'all. And then he goes and buys them beer. He buys them a couple of rounds at the bar because he feels bad. But yeah, this is 12. But obviously they put those 12 homicides down, which made their...
I still haven't watched the second season.
Yeah, second season is incredible. Yeah, I can't... Which we're almost through. So we'll be in the second season in a few weeks because, yeah, we're almost done with season 1 here. So this is... okay, so Orlando just dropped some game on D and let him know, hey, man, I got a package coming from New Orleans and maybe you would run some of that dope down here and kick me my money. And D'Angelo's like, at first, D'Angelo's like, yeah, man, that would give me some of that extra money that I'm missing because I'm not in the tower no more. And then he started thinking, wait a minute, my uncle might have a problem with that. You running somebody else's product in his territory? Yeah, I think he'd have a problem with that. Maybe. So, okay.
Yeah, so not smart.
Oh, this is when we see Wallace is becoming a dope head now, which is unfortunate.
Yeah, it's sad.
Yeah, he's starting to, he still hadn't been coming to work. Wallace has not been down in the pits in a couple weeks now since they dropped Brandon down there.
Yeah, he couldn't mentally handle it.
Yeah, he's checking out. He ain't about that life. So. And he hadn't been working, so he hadn't any money. So, matter of fact, remember last episode, he actually was borrowing money from Poot. And then, so he's taking that money that he's borrowing from Poot and going down and giving it to the drug people and buying heroin and getting high. So, yeah. All right, here we go. Okay. So, they're about to this is when they're about to arrest Bird. Okay. I love how Lester is looking right now. Okay, so he's acting like he's drinking. You got Sidnor. They're all. I mean, they got him so surrounded. It ain't even funny. My brother got arrested like this kind of one thing. He told me the cops. It just came out of nowhere. They posted up waiting on it. You found out later somebody like snitched on him or something. They was waiting on him. They knew where he was gonna be because he was like, damn, they just all came out. And here come Bird. Bam. Okay, so he put the red hat on him to let him know it's him. Okay, here we go. It's about to be lights, camera, action, baby. About to get it. Okay, here we go. Take him. He's got the signal. Bam! There we go. Okay, they are on Bird. Bird is getting arrested. There we go. McNulty rolling up. Boom. There we go. Kima. Yeah. All right. Yeah, okay. All right, so that was... They actually met outside of busting that bottle up against his head. He hit him upside the head with a beer, a 40 ounce or whatever. Okay, so this is the weapon that Omar said that Bird used to kill Roland Gant. And okay, they think they did something. They like, oh, we got him. They was like, we got him.
Yeah, even Daniels is down there.
They was like, yes, we've got the guy that killed the state's witness. This kind of thing. So, okay. So here's Weebay and Stringer. And oh man, so they don't know.
Well, it's because Stringer and what's his face, Avon, they figured out something's up going on.
Yeah, they've had way too much police activity over the last few weeks. the police been following them, all this kind of stuff. This is they've been getting hit a lot more. That they are clearly under surveillance. You'd have to be a dumbass not to realize that the police have been watching you at this point. Like it is very clear that you guys are under surveillance. The block is hot. So this is when this messes up the wire right here. He's like, hey, tear all the phones from the pit out. And now they start switching it up. They go, okay, rip the phones out and don't use the same phones more than once. So like if you have to call us, walk a couple blocks, and then that way they're on a fresh phone that they can't survive.
Pain in the ass.
Yeah. And I'm like, they all drug dealers. They wanted the quick and easy way. But that's one thing you start noticing about the Barksdale crew that is different from some of these other crews that they would chase in later seasons. These other people don't feel like they have to switch it up. The Barksdales are like, they are trying not to get caught. The Barksdales do not want to go to jail. So that's why he's like, hey, if you use that phone, the next time you call us, go to another payphone. Don't use the same. That's why I was
it's mostly Stringer, though, that's been pointing everything out. Stringer Bell.
That's his job, though. He's kind of like the consigliere.
Mm-hmm.
That's okay. So there's Jay. He's talking to Bird. Okay, so they're taking a photo of Bird to kind of show that he did not get any extra damage after he has been taken into custody. But you see Bird is not being very friendly and saying a lot of very profane things to Mr. Landsman.
He called him a fat man. Nothing that's not true. Sticks and stones, please.
Yeah, well, he's obviously going to say something to Kima here. Kima is talking to him as well. And she just let him know that they're going to try to put him on death row. They're going to go for the death penalty because he killed the state's witness. Now, here he is. Where's my lawyer at? And so now he's being very insulting. And, oh, man, this is, so okay, Gant. So, okay, I've been calling him Roland Gant. She called him William Gant. His last name's Gant. Okay, so his name's William Gant. Okay, so that's the witness. William Gant is who, like I said, at least I got his last name right, but I got his first name.
I didn't remember that.
Why was I calling him Roland is Prez's first name. That's Roland Prezbalewski. So that's his first name. Yeah, so I was like, where did I get Roland from? But it's
you mixed
Roland.
Them.
Yeah, I mixed them up. So, yeah.
Them.
Yeah, so it's William Gant and Roland Prezbalewski, which that's a weird name. Prezbalewski is a weird. But a lot of these names actually are real people that they were friends with. That like Ed Burns knew, or he worked the police force with, or whatever. And just like the Bunk is named after a real detective that was a legend apparently in the Baltimore area. That's why like Bunk Moreland was apparently a real detective, and that's who.
That's cool.
He's like, yeah. And Jay Landsman is Jay Landsman, the fat detective. You're gonna actually see Jay Landsman as a character. I can't remember what I think he's a sergeant in the show, but this is when so we see Omar and Bunk, and they're sitting there chopping it up, and he starts realizing, he's like, damn, Omar got a lot of knowledge about murders. He's actually going to help Bunk clear a murder that was like a year old. Just from talking to, yes, this is what he said, since you're feeling all generous, he's like, do you remember anything else that you might be willing to, because like Bunk, Omar told, McNulty and Kima, he's like, I don't believe that, I'm only doing this because of Brandon. I don't believe in snitching. He said, if they hadn't done that thing to Brandon, I wouldn't even be snitching with y'all. But
he is snitching. Like he's making
no, he definitely snitching,
but he's still snitching.
But like I said, Bunk is sitting there and he's like, hey, since you feeling all friendly, do you know any other murders that you might be able to tell us about? And he's like, you talking about murders that lead to Barksdale? He's like, murders that'll lead anywhere. And this is when Omar gives him I'm trying to think. is that when they find out that about the girl, the tap 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 from a couple episodes or something. I think it's connected to that. But okay, so now they have decided to whoop Bird's ass again. And so they have ripped the picture up that they took to prove that he hadn't been hurt like that. And they got him handcuffed to the table. So he's handcuffed to the table. And they all,
they beat the shit out of him.
Oh my God, yeah. And they don't even show it. They just, you just hear him go, oh, and they tearing him a new one. Yeah, okay, so this is, that's Omar giving him, and like I said, he's gonna, girl Cece, he's telling him about the girl Cece, and that's actually gonna be a murder that they're actually gonna be able to put down. And if I'm not mistaken, the Cece murder was caught by Santangelo. So this is, so by them being able to clear, now he slept with that dumbass angel on his pillow, but the murder that Bunk clears that was given to him by Omar, is going to be, this is them telling Santangelo, hey, we caught your murder. Your murder's been cleared. So now he can go back to Rawls now, because Rawls was like, you don't solve one of these murders, you're done. And now Bunk just cleared a murder for him.
Yeah, Santangelo's feeling good right now.
Yeah, he was like, oh my God. He's like, he actually thinks it works. He's like, I slept with this stupid angel and it worked. And Mike Santangelo. Okay, so there it is. Okay, McNulty has typed up what they call them, the 30s. The whatever the sheet
Some
is.
Some sort of report. Yeah.
So they, and McNulty, God, how do they do that? And I guess they use word processors now, because they actually use typewriters. So it's like throwing me off. But that is a murder solved for Santangelo, thanks to Madame Leroux. And so this is him actually being an idiot, Mark, thinking that the Madame Leroux was real instead of Jay just busting his balls. So that's And okay, so this is Jay telling him, he said, hey man, fuck the gypsy shit. These are the guys that saved your ass right here. These guys. These are the guys. It's like, it had nothing to do with that damn Madame LaRue stuff. We were just busting your balls, dumbass. That's McNulty. And so now he feels bad because Santangelo is like, look, I got to tell McNulty that I was supposed to be spying on him and stuff, and that Rawls was trying
to. We got to talk. It's like, oh.
Yeah. So now he's got to go, Ronnie is his bae. So he's got to go see Rhonda Perlman. He always shows up at her house at like 1:30, 2 o'clock in the morning or some shit. And she lets him in, even though she complains about it all the time. She always like, why are you here, Jimmy? And of course, a couple of episodes ago when they were sleeping together, and he was like, did you, and she's like the fuck you care? I thought that was funny. And I was like, oh, she looks so good there. Oh my God, she just looks incredible there. I had a crush on her when she was on the show. I was like, oh my God. Oh, she is so cute because she's not too thin. Her hairstyle is really cute. The way they got her, I have a thing for redheads. I do have a weakness for redheads anyway. So she's just, so this is him. This is McNulty. Letting Rhonda know what Santangelo just told him, that Rawls is going to do him after the investigation is over. So it's like, it doesn't matter what happens. Rawls has decided that McNulty has got to go.
Whether they do good, whether they do bad, it just doesn't even matter.
It doesn't matter. Rawls wants him gone. So that's what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it doesn't matter. Him. So, and she feels bad for him because she was like, man, you guys are working this case, and there's Robert F. Colesbury, who is Detective Cole on The Wire. And, so his name actually came before David Simon and Ed Byrne. So this is, man, that was a great episode. So that was a fantastic. What did you think about it?
Yeah, good episode. We're getting 8, 9, 10, 3 episodes left. Wait, there's 10 episodes?
I think 13 on the first season. And then 12,
there's 13. So
13.
we're kind of mid through a bit. It kind of feels like it, we're
actually getting somewhere.
Yeah. Yeah. And then also not getting anywhere. I mean, we kind of know at this point what's gonna happen. Like, no matter what happens, no one's gonna end up in a great place. You know?
Yeah. And so let me see. The next episode is episode 8, and it is called Lessons. And it is directed by a woman by the name of Gloria Muzio.
Glorio?
Gloria.
Gloria. Because I was going to say, if it's Glorio, I don't know if that is a woman's name.
I don't know why I rhymed her name, but yeah, Glorio. Glorio. I think I got your number. Glorio.
Classic.
Yeah. So, okay. Gloria Muzio. It is called Lessons, and it is actually written by David Simon. So that is going to be next week's episode. But I really thought this was a good episode here. I thought episode 7 was fantastic. I thought it was great. There was no filler there. I thought I love the Madame LaRue stuff. That's always been one of my favorite things, because especially, like I said, when he had the angel, and he was like, I really wasn't even thinking about this. So he said, but I did it, and he said, sure enough.
He validated his own.
Yeah, he was like, yeah, that chick Madame LaRue worked out for me. And I mean, he had to pay her like $100 something. He had to pay her to, so that was crazy. And then he finds out, he's like, hey man, cut the Madame LaRue shit. These are the guys that saved your ass right here. These are the guys that put that murder down. It ain't nothing to do with no gypsy stuff. Mm-hmm. And he let them know. He was like, yeah, we were just busting your balls, man. That didn't have nothing to do with it. And then obviously, like I said, he felt bad and let McNulty know that, bruh, it don't matter what. You could arrest the president of the United States as a result of this investigation. When it is over, Rawls is going to do you. That is just, you're going to be like in the pawn shop unit or wherever. Well, we know where he's going to end up. He's going to end up in the Marine unit, because that is specifically where he told him he did not want to go. Just like, Lester Freeman told him, when they said, hey, we want to make sure you land on your feet. Where don't you want to go? He said, hey man, you guys can put me on put me on foot patrol or something. He said, I just don't want to, I don't want to do anything behind a desk. I don't want to be. And so they was like, oh, he don't like paperwork. And they made sure to put him, in the pawn shop unit for how many? 13 years and 4 months. So 13 years and 4 months in the pawn shop unit, filling out little title cards and doing all of the wheel paperwork and all that. And so obviously he got sent to the major crimes unit, which I don't think they have I don't think they're calling it that yet, but that's when because of the Barksdale stuff, in the next season it becomes the major crimes unit. But this is the beginnings of the so-called major crimes unit that Lester Freeman is a part of. And but like I said, this was a great episode. I enjoyed it, and it's thumbs up from you, Jill. Is that
for sure?
Okay,
yeah, for sure. There's not much filler in any of the episodes. It's solid all the way through. I'd say this season for sure.
All right, I agree with you, dear. So let me do the rundown. Okay, so let me remind. Normally, the JillStream is every Wednesday and Friday at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We will not be here on this Friday. We will not be here this particular Friday, but I will be back on Tuesday, September 15th. 8 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. I will have the rapper, the writer, the podcaster, Zuby from the UK. He will be live right here on this channel. Zuby will be here with me. I'm very much looking forward to that. And I was chopping it up with him this morning, and we were finishing up the details. So that'll be one. It'll be like, I think he said it'd be 1 p.m. in the UK when we do the show. So but for him, I was like, okay, that works for me. And I'll say it'll be 7 my time, so that works. Okay, but I also want to say that The Wire, this commentary from myself and Miss Jill will be at anchor.fm/Akari Press. We've still got the voicemail thing. No one has left us a voicemail yet. I've been waiting on it. I was expecting at least a troll to show up and leave a voicemail.
Yeah, that's why I don't like things like that.
Yeah, well, I was wanting to,
I don't care for trolls.
Yeah, it's the internet. The trolls are gonna come, so I know the trolls.
But you open it up to something like that, you're just asking for it.
Well, all I'm gonna do is listen to it. And if it's a troll, I'm just gonna delete it unless it's funny.
True.
If it's funny, I'll be like, hey, let me just play. Yeah, if it's funny, I'll be like, oh God, I gotta let Jill hear this. This is gonna be hilarious. If it's funny, but some people are just trolls and they're not funny. So, but yeah, you can go to anchor.fm/Akari Press and leave us a voicemail about this podcast or any of the other podcast shows that we have there on the list. And obviously, this show will also be on iTunes, Spotify, iHeartRadio, and we want to acknowledge our dear friends over at Planet EJOBN that are sharing their platforms with us each and every week over there on Facebook. And if you are watching on another platform, whether it's Twitch or Periscope or whatever, or Facebook, if you want to hang out directly with us in the chat, it is youtube.com/Akari Press. And hold on, let me see. I don't want to close out. I want to acknowledge Bisco in the chat. Hey, Jill and Antonio, hope you're doing good. Yes, I'm doing well. What about you, Jill?
Yeah, I'm good. As I said when this started, but I don't even know if you heard me. But it's been very weird today. It's like the apocalypse around here. It's really strange.
And obviously the stream was cursed when I initially started it, so that wasn't good. That wasn't good. But I'm glad that it has ran smoothly since the initial jankiness. So I don't, I'm pretty sure the audio and everything came through. So with that being said, we're going to get out of here. Obviously, catch me on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, right here on YouTube, all at Akari Press. AkariPress.com takes you the brand way of the gun. We have passed $29,000. We did that yesterday morning, if I'm not mistaken. 29,000, got a couple more sales. And some of you guys have reached out because of the Dame Drops announcement. I forgot to mention that. Dame Drops announced on his Twitter and Instagrams that there's also going to be a YouTube announcement. I talked to Dame this morning on Instagram. He's going to announce that Kanan and I are going to be doing his mini comic for him. Jill, I actually texted you page 1 from Dame's mini comic. What did you see it?
I didn't examine it.
Okay, just it's
busy.
Kanan, the art on the Dame Drop. My God, he's drawing my book and it looks incredible. When I showed the art to Dame Drops this morning, he went apeshit. He was like, he could not believe how good it looked. He was hoping it was going to look good, but it looks, what Kanan did is incredible. I only showed it to a few people. You're one of the few people. There's only a handful of people that are not actually working on the book that have seen the art. The people on the team obviously have seen it. I'm getting colors put on it right now, and I think what we're going to try to do is get the colors put on it. And I think Dame is going to actually cut it and do a video and going to promote it on his channel. So that is something that we're doing. But Dame's going to actually promote, because we've got a contest going with the Dame Drops book. There's a little vegetable creature that Dame's going to fight, and we want the chat to actually name the plant creature. So whoever comes up with the best name, but like I said, Dame is going to run that. He mentioned it on his Twitter and on his Instagram, but once he let him put the video out and everything, so that, because once he puts the video out, we're going to get flooded with people trying to enter and everything. But that's what the deal is. Whatever the plant creature that Kanan created, that's a mix of lettuce and tomato. If you watch Dame's channel, you know he cannot stand lettuce and tomato. He is not a big fan of lettuce or tomato. What? He calls tomato the red ring of death. That is Dame Drop. Yeah, so he is
crazy.
He does not like tomato at all. So that's kind of gave us the idea. He kind of had this idea where he wanted he was doing a food review, and then he got the burger and they put lettuce and tomato on the sandwich, and then he was like, oh no, let me throw that off. And when he throws it off, somehow the lettuce and tomato combine into this mega plant creature, and he has to fight it. So it's gonna be really cool. And what, like I said, what Kanan came up with, he sent it to me this morning. I said, oh man, I gotta I was like, you've got to see what Kanan did. I think he did incredible. And let me see. Bisco says Kanan always works in image segments. Not sure how he does it, but he has a way. I think, yeah, Kanan, the way Kanan's mind works is unique. I definitely say that. And I just, yeah, there's only one Kanan. I don't know if I could do brand the same way without him. But yeah, he's like I said, he sent the first page. We're getting colors. Colors are being put on that tonight. Matter of fact, I think he's going to have it by the morning. So that I'm going to really excited. I wish I could show you guys, but I can't yet. But it will probably within the next week, we'll be able to at least show you a page or two of what Kanan is doing for Dame. So I'm really excited. But yeah, it's and some people were like, so you guys are going to try to sell this or whatever. The Dame Drops mini comic thing, it's not going to be for sale. It's going to be it's just meant to, be something fun for Dame's fans. It's supposed to be free. We're not selling it. It's not gonna be we're not gonna be on Kickstarter or anything. I'm like, hey, here's a Kickstarter for Dame Drops comic book. It's a mini comic. It's only gonna be a few pages, and it's gonna be like we're gonna leave it with a cliffhanger, and then if people respond to it, we'll probably do another one. So that's kind of what Dame and I discussed. So but I assure you, I wish I could show you, because I have the page. He sent me the high res this morning. It looks incredible. And obviously, like I said, Jill, you see it. Is it bad or good?
It's good, of course.
Yeah,
it looks great.
I worship you, Jill. And
I don't know why. That's a bit much.
I was like, do not slander my worship, please.
I'm just letting you know it's a bit much. I don't need to be worshipped. It's okay.
I'm just showering my co-host with praise. I'm a big fan of yours and of your lovely husband /
He's not my husband.
He's something. Your domesticated partner.
My man.
Your entanglement. Your entanglement.
Whatever you want to say, but he's not my husband.
No, I don't know. I just figured, I was like 2 decades. I figured y'all married. It was like, you married to the needle, boy. I was like, yeah, whatever. That's what Bub said to Sn1 when he was trying to teach him how to be a dope fiend. He's like, he had, because Sn1 messed up and he still had his wedding ring on when he was supposed to be going out there and counting drugs.
Like, no. And you would have pawned that shit already.
Yeah, dude. And he was like, that's what he told him. He actually did tell him that. He was like, wait a minute. So you a dope fiend and you still got this wedding ring on and all this kind of stuff, all this kind of thing. And he said, yeah, he said, I'm married. He said, no, you married to the needle, boy. And all that. But no, Bisco, I am not simping, but I am not simping. I just admire Jill is.
In what?
Jill is. I think I'm simping because I'm showering you with praise, even though I'm just a big fan of yours and Mr. Carter's as well. I'll just give
a fake eye roll at that.
That
statement.
Damn, that kind of hurt my feelings a little bit. Okay.
No, at the simping statement.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay. Never mind then. Okay. Let me suck the tear back up. Okay.
Also, suck it up. I mean, shit.
Did you see what was it, Sherlock and Sherlock and Watson, the one with what's the guy that was the guy that played Ricky Bobby in Talladega Nights? It's the Will Ferrell. Yeah, he did that. They did that
so bad.
Yeah, it was. It was terrible.
Gonna waste my time.
No, it was bad. I will say Watson and Holmes was terrible. But there was the scene where Watson was a little kid when they were showing how he developed his how he was able to be methodical and just investigate and leave the emotions out of it. No, Sherlock Holmes. Will Ferrell's character. But they did a scene where the kids were picking on him as a little kid on Sherlock Holmes, and they had hurt his feelings and he had started to cry, and somehow he was able to focus and hone his ability, and he sucked the tear back into his eyeball. He sucked it up. And I was like, he actually made the tear reverse into I thought it was that scene was funny. I will give him that. But yeah, I watched it and I was like, oh god, this is bad. This is a bad movie. And normally I like
the trailer was like all I needed to know. Like that didn't, it definitely didn't sell
I have seen. Hold up. Bisco says you haven't seen a bad movie, a bad Will Ferrell.
Yeah, I'm not going to watch it. That's the whole point.
That's on Netflix. No. I don't need to watch it. Dude, I tried to watch that. It's on Netflix. It's
why? What a waste of time.
Yeah, I was trying within like
all you have to do is watch the trailer, which is like 10 minutes long, and it's the whole movie anyway. Like, what's the point of watching
that? One's bad, and then the other one, what was it, Blades of Glory or whatever, where he's the ice skater. I
did see that one.
That was the one with the dude from Napoleon Dynamite. Oh god, it was so bad. It was so, dude. It's we paid money and went to the theater to watch that, and it was terrible. They were trying to do that. Oh my god, it was so. Yeah, it's.
I don't know. I don't usually pay to go see like a comedy like that in a movie theater. To me, that's like.
Well, we saw Talladega Nights and it was hilarious. I thought Talladega Nights was hilarious. Shake and Bake, Ricky Bobby, like that. That was, Will Ferrell was brilliant. Talladega Nights was hilarious. There's another one where he played that basketball player in the American Basketball Association or whatever, right before the NBA merger. And yeah, that movie was horrible. It had Andre 3000 from Outkast in it and all that, and Woody Harrelson. Woody Harrelson was in it. It was that movie was terrible. There was a couple of Will Ferrell is either great or it's awful. That's what I've noticed with his movies. He's either great or awful. Yeah, either way. But Eurovision is bad. Eurovision is definitely bad. And like I said, I think it's on Netflix. Well, Disco says we didn't know what to watch, and me and the wife were just confused. I swear they were on crack. Yeah.
Sometimes it's just best to turn it off, to be perfectly honest. Like Netflix movies, most of the time are just garbage. So I like, don't even waste your time is what my advice would be.
Bisco,
I don't know. Listen to something else or something.
And the next time that happens, just turn it off and make love to your wife. You'll be a lot happier. I was like, just turn it off. If hopefully you turn it off before she loses the mood, but just turn it off and like, hey, yeah, let's fool around a little bit. Just do that instead. I promise you'll be a lot happier because, like I said, Eurovision is definitely bad. Watson or Holmes and Watson, that movie was straight gutter trash. It was terrible. It was terrible, as Charles Barkley often says on NBA on TNT. It was terrible, and so it was very terrible. And but that's what it is. But all right. I'm getting out. But remember, okay, hold on, let me do this one more time before I get out of here. Okay, let me do this again. Tuesday morning, September 15th, 8 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, live stream Zuby right here on the channel and on Planet EJOM. And we're gonna do the damn thing. Come hang out with us. And as always, I don't know what I'm saying. But yes, I agree. Geek Hero Bubba says that was sound advice. I agree. Yes, and obviously, that's what I'm saying. Just turn it off and try to get laid, man. Because watching horrible Will Ferrell
seriously,
movies,
it's just a waste of time.
Yeah, it's just a waste of time. But like I said, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, all at the Card Press, cardpress.com. Takes you brand way of the gun. Thank you guys so much for over 29K. I did not believe it could happen to me. Thank you guys so much. Anyway, we are out. Oh yeah, Amazon and Teespring. If you want horrible designs that Kanan drew for me to sell merch and stuff, thank you. Okay, but we're out. Jill, anything you want to say before I hit the button? Okay, no. See,
goodbye, everyone.
That was it. Goodbye.